Hi, I'm recording a video on how to choose a domain name. So you might wonder, you start a business, how can you choose a domain name? And these are some examples of domains I created along the years. You will see in this list various domains I created. First I started with a blog called Be Efficient. Then I went to the websites like Get a Result Now, Get SEO Ideas, then my own name, battery auditing, and so on. Some tips about each and every one of them. About Be Efficient. Be Efficient and batterish and auditing. As long as I have content for them, they are fine. But if, for example, so when I started Be Efficient, I wanted to be more efficient, but at some point this wasn't a core value of mine. I already reached my target. I was efficient enough. Batterish. I wanted to post a lot of things on self-improvement, but after a while I didn't want to post things like that. For these reasons, domain names like Olivian.ro or olivianbreda.com are better for this specific thing because you can change the domain name with time. You will see in this list that most of the things in here are logical, or at least I hope them to be. But if you are to choose a domain name, I think you should make it a bit playful or emotional or things like that. For example, oli.com is I think a bit funny, a bit amusing. But even now, if you want to buy it, it's very expensive. It got bought by some company, and if you want to buy that, it's available, but a premium domain. Although it's a bit strange. Okay, so from this list, I like most Olivian.ro. I like not enough data because it's an expression. Even if it has 3 words and it's a negation, I think it fits the domain very well. Olivianbreda.com is not that bad, but it's a bit long. Okay, let's talk about other domains. How should you start? First of all, you should start with an identity. So you should think, okay, what are my values? Is my audience profile? From there, you get to decide what is the brand profile. How do you want to present your image? And from then only you should pick a domain name, logo, website, and things like that. So if you start, okay, I need a domain name, you will likely get something that sounds nice, it's fine, it's perhaps short, easy to understand, okay. But is it reflecting your values? If not, perhaps you should start from there. What are your values? What is your audience profile? Build a customer persona, build your brand profile, and only from there start to select domain names and how to build a website. Why do you need it? Because if you don't have a brand identity, your domain name might not match your brand profile. So if you say, okay, I created a brand, and from there I will decide what is the best domain name for me. In this case particularly, perhaps you will find something useful. But if you start, okay, I just need the domain, perhaps you will not have a domain name reflecting your brand identity. If you want to quickly find domain name that is available, you can use a tool like Wordoid. Some domains in there don't sound very well, and you have to dig a lot to get quality domains. But I used it quite a few times. You type in there a word, and it tells you, okay, I want some suggestions, and it will show you free domain names. Here are some rules for naming domains. Okay, as you know, rules are meant to be broken. First of all, you should be aware that exact match domain don't act so well. So, for example, if you want to build a website, a domain name called Ophthalmologists in London. Okay, perhaps you will get some value out of this for SEO purposes, but I would suggest much rather, okay, build something with a brand, a particular thing, a niche, rather than, okay, ophthalmologist in London. You will likely get a bit of a boost, but very small. Try to make it memorable. So there are things like TransferGo or TransferWise. It's if you don't define your domain domain name very well, and you don't have a good brand in the mind of the viewer, it might be difficult for them to recognize your brand. Okay, how to choose from default? These are TLD, top level domains. If you have an English website, consider making it in .com. If you have an English website in UK, make it .co.uk. For Australia, make it the Australia domain. I think it's AU. For other domains, local domains, Romanian.ro, and so on. I would stay away from domain names like .net, .org, and things like that. There are many TLD, top-level domains, but I would avoid domain names like .info. I would pick .com or a local domain. Generally, okay, there are exceptions. There used to be a website, something like Delicious, something like this written, but it was very, very hard to type and remember. Delicious.com, on the other hand, is much simpler. You can consider buying domains. So if you want to launch a business and you want to be big, consider buying a domain which is already established and working from there. You should think about international word associations. For example, a word can sound differently in various countries, but this task is so difficult, it's almost too difficult to handle. So I think you need the company to help you with this, because it's not finding an exact match domain in a different country, but finding words that sound similarly. And this is not an easy task for if you're in England and you want to find out similar words in France. It's not an easy task for a foreigner. In the domain name, you should avoid adding other characters than letters and perhaps digit, but I would consider just letters. And avoid at all costs diacritics and the symbol dash, the minus thing. You should consider thinking about how easy it is for someone to dictate your domain name over the phone. If they can do it easily, it's a big plus. Consider your audience and separate it from this perspective. Are your visitors first-time visitors, or are they recurring customers? Because it's a totally different way of adjusting your business model towards these two business groups. Also, you should consider, okay, what's my audience? Is it rational or emotional? So there are domains names like eBay or Target that are rational. On the other hand, there are domain names that are more into the emotional part, like Flipkart or Otto. In this case, there are some first-time users, TripAdvisor and Booking. Okay, this is what the business refers to. But for returning users, names like Trivago, Expedia, and Kayak, okay, you already know what Kayak is about. You know what to expect. But first time you hear this is Kayak, what's it about? Consider naming whatever brand you want to create something short. You can have something like Dollar Shave Club, but I think their success is the exception, not the rule. You can consider playing with words, from kind, Kindle, from milk, Milka, from bingo, Bing, the search engine, from video, Vimeo, a video player, a video social network. You can consider using association from two words like Burger King, Starbucks, and you see here some other brands. In the movie How to Train Your Dragon, they used a lot, and I mean a lot of character names based on two words, and it's quite nice. I enjoyed it. Just remember that a domain name, is like a tattoo, hard to change if you decide you don't like it. You can change it, but it's not that easy. When you want to buy a domain name, make sure you can find the most relevant social media accounts. They should be free. Also, if possible, try to not have the brand present before you are active on the market. So avoid creating, if you're the first on the market, it's a negative sign. Consider not deciding very quickly. You should spend weeks or months to choose a domain name. Don't say, okay, I'll do it in 5 minutes. I think this is a poor decision. And this was it. Thank you for watching my presentation. The presentation was done based on Slides Carnival website. Thank you.